Anyway, hello guys and welcome to round 2 of the ZeroEmpires Invitational. I'm really looking forward to this game because, as I said just a minute ago, if you're watching the stream, these two guys are really closely rated. So it should be a pretty close game and it should be a lot of fun. So over to the far west of the map in the teal, we've got LB10. He's playing as the Italians. And over to the right or the south east of the map, or well, rather just the south of the map in the yellow, we've got gwfe playing as the Italians as well. Now, I did cast a game of gwfe from the first round, so this is the second game I've actually cast of him, and yeah, he stomped over his opponent in that game, and well, we'll see how this one goes, because, as I said, they are very closely rated, and the map is Gold Rush. We do have, obviously, an Italian war, Gold Rush being the map, though, and looks like quite an interesting little hill in the middle here, which is rather nice. I like it when there's a hill in the middle of Gold Rush because it means putting towers and stuff on it makes it a little bit more difficult for your opponents to take the gold here. Also, the gold isn't too spread out in the center, which is nice because that means there's going to be a lot more. Well, it's going to be a lot more hotly contested if we get to that stage. Of course, for all we know, it could be over in the feudal age. So yeah, Italian war should be interesting. Now the Italians do get, I think it's 10% cheaper upgrade cost. So that does mean that it only costs them 450 450 food to go up to the feudal age, which obviously lends itself fairly well to a scout rush, which would obviously work nicely on Gold Rush as well, because it is, as you can see, a very open map. So scout's definitely a possibility for the Italians here, but the awkward thing I find about Italians is that they really counter themselves quite well. Now, if you're playing an Italian war, I mean, if you're playing as the Italians, you don't really want to be going into cavalry. Their cavalry really isn't that strong. But if you do decide to go into cavalry, they've got the Genoese crossbowmen, which is basically, you know, an anti-cavalry archer unit, so it's really good against cavalry. So that's one of the main reasons why you would not choose to go cavalry as the Italians against an Italian player, and also because their cavalry kind of sucks as well. But the thing is, they are a gunpowder civilization. The Italians do have good gunpowder units, and it's definitely worthwhile for them to use them in the later stages of the game. Even if you're playing against someone who's not massing infantry, going gunpowder is still good because it's just so strong. You know, they are really strong units. But the problem with going gunpowder against an Italian player is that, well, they get the Condottiero, which is their other unique unit, which counters gunpowder units. So they are really a counter-civilization to themselves, in my opinion. And, well, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of tech route these guys go down, and if they can counter each other quite well using the unique units that they have available to them. So, feudal age, as I say, I'm expecting to see some scout rushing. I mean, we can quickly check their tech tree while they're starting off here. If we have a look, Italians, they do have decent archer line. They do get all the way up to arbalest. They can also upgrade to champion as well. So infantry isn't out of the question if we see a rush coming in. Could upgrade to man-at-arms. But yeah, like I say, I mean, their cavalry isn't the best. They can do bloodlines and cavalier, which isn't too bad. So, you know, it's possible for them to go into knights in the castle age, but I do feel like crossbow would perhaps be the better option for them after doing a scout rush in the feudal age. Now, we're at about 6 minutes 30. We'll see if either of them are planning a drush. And, oh, gwfe going to lose his scout if he's not careful, but he is just moving it in exactly the right way to avoid that arrow fire. Just get a little bit close for comfort there, unfortunately for him. But it's not too bad as he's not lost it, so that's the important thing here. Yeah, 3 villagers on wood for LB10, 3 for gwfe, so we're not going to see any Dark Age aggression here. But what's interesting for gwfe is that he's actually got quite a nice map back here. He can take these deer really comfortably with his scout. He can push them into the town centre, and he could even wall this here and keep this gold nice and safe back here as well. So if he scouts that, that'll be really good for him, and he has actually scouted it. So I imagine, you know, if things go badly for him, not only has he got this TC, he's got this gold right next to his TC, which is safe. He's also got this gold back here, which is pretty safe as well. Not to mention the deer. LB10, on the other hand, well, he's got gold in the back, which isn't too bad, but yeah, it's kind of a little bit awkward to take that as it is close to the wood line, but you know, that's not the end of the world. His second gold, again, is quite far at the back and probably going to be fairly easy for him to wall. So all in all, even, they've actually got relatively fair maps, I would say. Only difference really is that Goofy's forage bushes are at the front compared to LB10's, who's more towards the back, which might mean that a scout rush would hit Goofy a little harder here. This villager is certainly at risk at the moment, and of course the wood lines are the usual targets. But to be honest with you, LB10's map is looking really nice and wallable, which is kind of what you want in Gold Rush, I guess, because you know you can end up having a really open map and having a really tough time. So both of them up to feudal now. 21 pop for Goofy, 20 for LB10. Yeah, so he's going up on 20 population, taking advantage of that cheaper feudal age upgrade. And, well, that barracks is going to finish up just in time. Look at that for timing. And, well, I imagine the stable will be going straight down. Oh, wow. Okay, he's actually going for archers straight off the bat. Interesting. We'll see if Goofy does the same. But yeah, I mean, 20 population feudal age is really low. I mean, that's the kind of population you would see a Mongol player going up with. And, you know, if LB10 takes advantage of the deer back here as well, then, you know, that could work out really, really nicely for him. Keeping his scout active, seeing what he can see. He might even hit that villager. There we go. Going straight for it. And that villager, as they say, slightly at risk there. Goofy, a villager at the front. Now, I'm not sure what he's doing with that. I don't know if he's going to attempt to perhaps make a little bit of a forward here, but we will wait and see. We've got a stable going down for Goofy though, and as I say, 22 population for him. And I think he's also anticipating scouts from LB10 here, because he is sending, or building even, 3 spearmen to protect his economy. Now, I don't know what I think of that decision actually. I think that Goofy could probably get away with not building the spearmen here anyway, even if LB10 was going to make a scout rush. I think Goofy could have just walled this up with Palisade and, you know, saved that, you know, not even bothered with the spearmen at all. And look how closely he's built around his TC here. Problem with spearmen now is that obviously LB10 with going straight archers will be able to counter them pretty quickly. He's actually got 2 already and 2 more on the way. He will actually be able to keep up archer production at the moment with just these 4 villagers, but if he adds another archery range in, he will need to take more gold, of course, which may start to get a little bit troublesome with this gold being a little bit awkward over here. So Goofy then starting to get his first scouts out now, and let's see, 2 on the way, another one just been built, so he'll go for a total of 4 for the time being. And obviously he has scouted that archery range now as well, so he knows that LB10 is making archers at this stage, and of course he's going to switch into archers himself. Question is, will he make some skirmishers first, or will he go straight into archers here? We will have to wait and see. One thing is for sure though, yeah, these spearmen pretty useless at this moment in time. Now both of them seem a little bit cautious about attacking. LB10 here, these 5 archers inside this archery range, not moving out, not doing anything, just kind of sitting back a little bit. And I almost feel like he probably could have just gone a little bit more aggressively here. Generally speaking, scouts take a little bit longer to get running than archers do. Now, if you got a good amount of archers, or you know you're really fast at the feudal age, you could just push straight out and just go for it. I mean, at the moment, these archers doing enough damage to deal with these scouts for now. I mean, this one's down to 8 health. The problem is, LB10 wants to get into a little tight spot before attacking, even bringing his spearmen in to make sure that he keeps these archers alive. Goofy so far not doing a lot of damage at all. A little bit of damage onto these archers, but not a great deal. LB10 though, still only on the 1 archery range, and I don't know if he's going to add another one in or not, but if he doesn't, then he could be in a little bit of a tight spot, because Goofy of course does have those scouts coming out. He's still making them, and he's also got archers coming out very soon as well, or he has got archers coming out from this archery range, so he is going to gain a military advantage fairly soon if LB10 doesn't get that second range up quickly. He was a little slow to get that one up. But it's all good for now. He has got enough archers to defend for the time being, I think. So what's this? Five scouts coming in for Gwfe. No bloodlines on these guys, which is kind of an indicator to me that he doesn't intend to keep making more scouts. He'll probably just stop with these 5. Otherwise, he will have got bloodlines already. But yeah, LB10 defending for now quite well. Gwfe not able to get close without taking too much damage on those scouts, and that's alright for LB10. I mean, the thing is, losing map control is never ideal, but I don't think he's lost it to the point where he can't regain it quickly. You know, at the moment he's just defending, but it's not like, you know, he's suddenly not going to be able to push out all of a sudden just because there's, you know, 5 scouts here. These guys probably not going to do that much damage, to be honest with you. As I say, I mean, LB10's got a pretty nice map. This spearman's going to get 2 kills instantly, and that's obviously enough time for the archers to come over. Three scouts down from that one spearman there. That was really, really effective. A really effective trade for LB10. And yeah, like I say, I mean, LB10 has a really nice map, and Gwfe just cannot get in with those scouts. And I almost feel like LB10 may go. I mean, he could get away with going castle quite quickly here. I mean, he has no obligation to stay feudal at this stage because really, aside from perhaps Gwfe coming in and harassing stuff from behind these houses with some archers, I don't see Gwfe being able to do a whole lot of damage with the way that this map is so easily walled. But either way, we've got 9 villagers on gold here for LB10. A little bit too much, but he is doing fletching and he is continuing archer production from 2 ranges. Wow, scouts actually made it in. I'm quite surprised. But LB10 obviously with this build won't be going castle anytime soon. He is just gonna keep building those archers and probably try for a little bit of a counter attack, which is nice. I do quite like to see prolonged feudal wars. That's always good. So Gwfe definitely behind in military at the moment. Obviously that second range from LB came in pretty quickly, and well, relatively quickly, and also he did get quite a lot of kills. All those scouts, five scouts going down now. So LB10 with the military advantage at this stage, and Gwfe, you can see a lot more farms at the moment. LB10 just starting to seed more now. I was going to say he was really ahead in farms for a little while, but LB10 starting to put those farms down, which is obviously the sign that he is going to begin to transition into the castle age. Obviously, this fight could change a lot of things. If this goes really badly or really well, or if it's really stalemate, then that may influence how things go. Obviously, if this fight's really stalemate, they may decide to, you know, just go up to the castle age. If this fight is really heavily tipped in one person's favour, then they may decide to stay in the feudal age a little longer to try and bring it back. But LB10's coming in, +1/+1 on these archers. Not only has he got the numbers advantage, he's also got the tech advantage as well, and Gwfe's moving out of position. Going onto the hill, I thought LB10 was going to walk straight in, but he will go for the main army of Gwfe first. And, well, Gwfe's massively outnumbered here, which is obviously a little bit of a problem. He's going for the hill advantage, though, and that should help him out a little bit. The question is, will it help him out enough? I kind of get the feeling it won't. He's too outnumbered, really. For some reason, LB10 going back, though, he's probably going to come around here and try and once again get the hill advantage. So Gwfe may be in for a little bit of a tough time. All these archers could be a real pain to deal with, and especially now they're coming from the high ground as well. LB10, is he patrolling? No, he's not patrolling. He should probably patrol. That way his units would attack straight away. But he needs to bring the rest over, because Gwfe's army is starting to get larger and larger every time 2 more archers are made from these ranges here. But yeah, I mean, we can see quite a lot of farms going up, decent sized economy back here. Neither of them really taking any eco damage so far, but LB10, a little bit of a joint split attack, keeping the main army busy while he brings in his archers towards the back. Looks like Gwfe will lose 1 villager, perhaps. Oh, so close. 6 health, and yeah, there we go. That villager will go down. I think that's the first villager down of the game. And LB10 with this little joint attack here, going quite nicely for him. He does have a little bit of a problem. He cannot get in, though, with these archers. So he's going to have to go back and join them with the main army and probably try and just hit Goofy head on. LB10's up to castle as well. You know, he's pretty quick with that castle age time there. And his economy is looking really nice at the moment as well. He's really balanced out. I mean, all of his resources fairly even, and he's continuing archer production through his upgrade to the castle age, which is great. So that does mean, of course, he will upgrade to crossbow straight away. It makes a lot of sense. And then after that, I mean, we will see. He's taking a little bit of stone, so we might see a castle coming in. And I think what he's probably going to do is save up that stone, see how this attack goes. If he does really well, if he cripples Goofy's army, then LB10 may drop a forward castle down. It is a possibility, and it would really, really lead him to pull ahead if that works out for him. For now, though, this May gold getting pretty low. He will have to start taking the gold back here, but as it shouldn't be a problem, because for LB10 at the moment, he is keeping Goofy locked in his base. He's keeping Goofy busy, his main army busy, and as I say, he's still got the advantage here in tech. He's just probably waiting for the castle age now, so he can get bodkin arrow and crossbow quickly, and then use that range advantage to really, really do a lot of damage to Goofy. Goofy's, well, he's nearly up. I mean, he's on 50%, but LB10 obviously a little bit faster, and he's putting a forward siege workshop down as well, so he is definitely going for high aggression early castle age, and he'll try and finish the game quickly by the looks of things. But lovely, all that lovely Italian architecture. It looks great, doesn't it? There's crossbow at 90% though, and yeah, LB10's just going to push straight in. And Goofy's been making quite a few skirms. It's not enough. He's outranged, and he's in a real tough spot now. Obviously 5+2 range against 4+1. Yes, that's going to be difficult. LB10 as well with the siege workshop on the front, so he's got enough resources here for a mangonel very quickly. And in fact, he's even putting a university down, the forward university strat. He's going to go for ballistics pretty quickly, it seems. So, I mean, that is pretty much every indicator of high early castle aggression. And to be honest with you, he really has no reason not to at this stage. He's got map control. He is looking good for now. TC going up in the middle as well, going to start taking the gold in the center. And again, that does make a lot more sense than going for the gold at the back in actual fact, because this one, it's obviously a lot smaller, and there's no point putting a TC here. He might not even be able to get a TC here. So putting one in the middle does make more sense. Mangonel's out though, and Goofy has to be very careful now. One mangonel shot at this stage will flatten these units completely. So yeah, you've got to be careful there, Goofy. You've got to be very, very careful. Going to take it out on Mother Nature. Just increase his KD a little bit by killing some wolves. But yeah, problem with Goofy at the moment, or Goofy's main problem at the moment, is he's really got very little room. He's really, really built up in this area, and he doesn't really have room to move out. So he's actually building over on the right side, and these TC placements are actually terrible. Oh, mangonel shot doing a lot of damage there. And that's it, LB10. That's just going to flatten Goofy, and he's going to walk into another mangonel. Oh my god. How to destroy an army in 10 seconds. Just, wow. That was great timing with that mangonel from LB10. Killing all of those crossbows. I think they're all going to go down. I mean, that is it. No more army for you, Goofy. And LB10, that was just absolute perfection. Really. That really was good. But as I was saying just a second ago, Goofy's in a bad position because he's firstly going to run out of gold here, which means no more crossbows and such. And secondly, he could take the gold down here, but he's not going to be safe down there. Not as safe as he would be, you know, if he could just stay on this gold here, which is not going to be the case. But his TCs on the right are in bad locations. He's just, I think he's fallen into the trap of thinking, okay, I'm castle, I've got to make 2 TCs straight away. That is not the case. I mean, really, he needs to put these in valuable locations, and rather than just putting 2 down straight away, invest his resources elsewhere that will help defend against this push. He has no army at the moment, and that is a big problem. I mean, let's see how many units are in these archery ranges. He's got 6, 7, 8, no, 8 even. 8 crossbows, and this castle going up. I called it. LB10 dropping the castle down at the front, and that's just going to be so hard to deal with now. In the castle age, taking down a castle is tough. I mean, you can have a lot of rams and you may still not get that castle down, and you've got to get those rams as well to even make it work. gwfe suiciding these villagers at the front. I think that's it. It has got to be GG here. LB10 played that one fantastically well, and yeah, I mean, that's just really impressive. Really impressive stuff. That castle on the front is just going to be the end of the end here. But as I was saying, yeah, about these TCs, they're in bad locations because they're not really doing a whole lot. I mean, gwfe at the moment, he doesn't need eco, he needs military, and he also has the problem of not having gold over here still. So there's the GG from gwfe. LB10, really well played. I mean, that was just very good. You know, he had that second TC up on the gold there, but that wasn't his priority. His priority was getting that siege workshop, getting that castle, and those in combination just led to such a huge amount of damage to gwfe's army. Those mangonel shots were fantastic. And yeah, I mean, LB10, he played quite defensively in the feudal age, but once he killed those scouts off, he kept gwfe in his base and took every advantage. He jumped on that map control advantage the second he got up to the castle age. So there you go. Pretty quick game, actually. I was expecting it to be a little more even, but LB10 took that one quite quickly indeed. And that makes it 1-0 to him. Next game will be coming up in just a moment's time.